Hello everyone. This is a video for my friends who have their own 3D printers, because that's what this video is about, is this device that I printed, assembled, and used, the Pastamatic Filament Spooler. It was pretty simple and straightforward to put together. It was had a nice video online to show how it got put together. So I've used it to respool one spool of filament already. Why would you do such a thing? Well, the number one reason to respool, to take filament from one spool and put it on another spool, is because sometimes spools are wound improperly. And in all my 3D printers, I've occasionally come across a spool where the filament is trapped underneath itself and it gets stuck. It doesn't unspool nicely, it hangs up. So respooling it hopefully will fix that problem. Another thing that's a reason to respool filament that's specific to owners of the Bamboo AMS are these cardboard filament rolls. I'm a big fan of cardboard instead of plastic when we can do it, but unfortunately the Bamboo AMS, the Bamboo P1S, which I have, doesn't like these. They don't work well within it, causes them to gum up over time, and just, they're grumpy and doesn't behave right. So, and I've also seen some videos that suggest that when you buy one of those little devices that connects filaments together, you can respool a bunch of different colors of filament all onto one spool and save a lot of space. I have about a half a dozen spools that are cardboard that need to be transferred onto plastic for my Bamboo printer, so I'll get a little bit more use out of this. I want to talk about a few specific parts of this, even though generally it all went together well. This thing works with these little skateboard bearings. Part of the design suggests that you use TPU for these little flaps that are designed to keep the intake spool or the source spool from spinning out of control. I just use cardboard, stiff, thin cardboard, and that seemed to work just fine. But I also did it that way because I've had some trouble printing TPU and I was frustrated and didn't want to go through the hassle it would take. So one of the key things of this design is this element right here. And if we turn the entire apparatus, we can see that slowly this shaft moves. And this piece right here is designed to shift back and forth slowly in order so that the filament reels onto the spool nicely and doesn't clump up on one side of the spool or another. And generally that works okay, but it was hanging up for me when I first built it. So there's a little pin under here and a little block, and I had to pull this little block out right here, and the pin inside it, I jiggled that around, reset that, then put the block back in, put it all back together, and my troubles with this thing moving correctly or hanging up then went away. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that I just built this out of leftover filament, whatever I had lying around to use up. So this part I print out of photochromic filament. At least that's what I think the name is. Basically, it changes color with temperature. So because of that, when I got this spinning and got all these wheels and gears turning, the parts of the plastic that heated up changed color very distinctively. I thought that was really interesting. It wasn't necessarily much of a help since I don't think it was in any danger of blowing up, but this gear right here had a whole lot of discoloration, indicating that it was rubbing and causing friction. So I pulled this pin out, flipped the gear over, and that seemed to solve the problem. I should do it for this gear, which still has a little ring of heat back when I was using it. But other than those two gears, it all seems to work very smoothly. I was certainly concerned that these come out very easily, especially when you take the drill driver, put it in here, and spin it up. I was expecting this to just jump out. But when it actually got into the groove, when I was spinning this clockwise, which is what you're supposed to do, and and the filament was spooling. I did not actually have to hold anything down or control it to keep it from jumping out of its cradle. Very cool design. I'm happy I built it, and I'm sure it will come in handy very infrequently. So, just wanted to share this with my 3D printing buddies. Thanks for your time.